Good day to you, gentle person from the internet, and thank you for joining me as we look at Portal Flat 2D. And I hope you're getting the excitement that I feel when I read the name Portal. Portal is one of the best games I've ever played. It really is. The Portal from Valve. It is in my top three at the very least. I I remember being blown away by it when I played it first, and not only in just how good the gameplay is, how fascinating the way the portals worked were. I mean, those were just like a cutting edge game mechanic. I played it through with the developer commentary. I just it was such a look almost inspirational. I think it was the game that made me want to be a game developer more than any other I played. I really did absolutely love that game. And then I played Portal 2, and it was just even better. It was Portal with more and more story and more excitement and more enjoyment and more interesting mechanics with the speed thing and the balancing thing. And yeah, Portal was an absolutely fantastic game. So anything that references it, anything that is inspired by it, is a game that I'm very excited to see. So when I saw this in Itch.io, I was like, oh yeah, let's give this a go. Let's see how good it is. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It is not as amazing as I would have liked. We will have a chat about what I don't like about it in the critiques section of this video, but it is still very, very good. I am playing it in a browser, as you can see. I've played it in Firefox. It worked absolutely fine. I'm now playing it in Chrome, and you are together with me as we share this experience. A few interesting things to see. There is a co-op button. There is an editor where you can apparently make map things. We might look at that after we've shown some gameplay. There are a settings page that I think just takes us to calibrate controllers. And there's a back button up here because I don't want to press escape because I'm maximized in the browser, and pressing escape takes you out of the maximization. And there's a controls guide, so it's gamepad controls and keyboard and mouse controls. I think I've got the hang of them. Let's jump into new game and have a look at how it works, and I think that'll lead us onto more discussions as we go along. So we have 0. This is supposed to be very, very close references to the actual kind of rooms and puzzles that you see in the main game, in the original game. So this is the game where you are stuck in the little sort of glass-walled room in the main game. Except it's a little bit different, I suppose, because they didn't want to build in mechanics that they only used near the beginning. So you have a stationary portal on the outside there. For some reason, you already have a portal gun. You can't get through this black material, but what you can do is you can left-click and zap a portal in the wall. And if you step into it, you pop out a little way away from the portal, and it's kind of the way their gameplay mechanic works here, because they're they don't want to if you get too close, then you get picked up by the portal, so they have to kind of spawn you a little way away from it so you don't get picked up further. And now we can, if we move mouse upwards, we can see sort of the top of the screen. Mouse downwards, you can see you can see further down and things like that. So it's like our zoom button. So if we mouse upwards, we left click, we can put a portal up on the roof, and we can drop through and that kind of stuff. So now we have our famous companion cube. It's not our sort of personal companion cube, but it is a cube. We can go and put onto the button here. If it's not on the button, you can see the button is slightly elevated, and there's a black door preventing us from going to the elevator. We put it on, the door goes grey to kind of show us where it is, and then we have the zap thing that prevents us from being able to carry cubes through to the next level. So we pass through that, and we're through into the next level. So we are on level 1. We have passed, I suppose, the tutorial-ish level, level 0, and we have interesting buttons here that we can click. These are these clickable buttons, and down below us we see we have a cube, we have a button, one of the big buttons, the big weight buttons, and we have the way out. So if we press the button here, we end up with the game making a portal for us, so we don't need to make a portal. I don't think there's anything we can make a portal on here. So we can go zoom through and pick up the cube. Put it down. Let's press the thing. So now we have the cube by the button. And then we have the third button here. And that will let us leave the map. The reason I had to put the cube on the button there is obviously because to open this door over here. Level 3. Now, if we look down, we have nothing there. Where is the exit? I put a thing. I can't right click for the other portal yet because we haven't unlocked the secondary portal, just like in the game. But if I put a portal here, where does it take me to? Okay, it takes me through to there. Let's just put this here so I'm on the other side of it. And we can put it over here. So we're on that side of it. Just below here is just a box that we fall inside and we need to then get out of. So yeah, I passed that pretty easily. That was just a learning, I suppose, that the portals allow you to pass obstacles. If you can see part of the wall past the obstacle, it's kind of the lesson that that round taught us. Alright, here we have the classic, here is the button, over there is a cube, get the cube into the button. What we can do is we can just put a portal over there, and we can put a portal now over there and just walk through here. And we're through. That was quite a fun one. I like that little puzzle. Alright, here we have, again, there's the orange portal that we can't yet move, that we need to put a cube there, and we can get the cube. Let's step through. That was a little bit of weird interaction there. But now how do we get to this side? Oh, we can just jump. Alright, but how do we get up there? Well, we can just put a portal up at the top, I guess. Do this. Walk through, push this out. And now how do we get there? Oh, okay. So as we pass through the door closes behind us, and then the orange portal gets moved to a new spot. So there's no orange portal there anymore. You can see the little sort of outline on the wall where the portal used to be. And it gets kind of transferred across. So we can just put that there and head through. And now we have another game mechanic, which is the bouncing balls. And we have to try and put a portal over there so it goes through and hits the green thing. I'm sure you remember the bouncing balls from the game. If the bouncing ball while it's moving around hits you, I think it does kill you and reset you to the beginning of the puzzle, like resets this puzzle room. But once it's static, I think you can touch it quite safely. Alright, we need to put the thing there, so it goes there. Oh, and that starts moving that up and down. And I think what we need to do is put the portal over there, and then wait for because we can't jump high enough to get onto the platform, so you have to use the portal to get onto it. Oh, okay. Well, maybe wait until it's a little bit further down, because it bugged out there a little bit. Hey, I think it's because I jumped in, so I had more momentum coming out of the portal, because it does try and do the thing that happens in the portal game. Ugh. Can I put the portal further up? No. This is tricksy now. Ironically, this is not what the puzzle is supposed to be. Maybe I can get through this way. Okay, well, I bugged it out there, but we succeeded anyway. Alright, let's Let's try and do this, because if that thing hits us, then we get killed and sent back to the beginning. No, you stupid thing. Alright, so we want to jump on there. We want to zap the beam over there. So it's there now. Whoops. Because there is line of sight for where you're able to pass the beam. So because I was standing on the left hand side, I mean on the right hand side there, I couldn't see that bit of wall through the blackness, so I couldn't put the portal further down there. So you do have to be careful with your line of sight. Again, we need to talk about some stuff in the critiques just to help out a bit, but yeah, that was basically the issue I had there. All right. Oh yes, I'm actually going to stop there because I enjoyed working this puzzle out. So I'm going to leave that to you guys to figure out. It's quite a fun one, quite a clever one. Yeah, and I hope you enjoy it. And that is all of the gameplay I'm planning on showing. Let's see if we can get back to the main menu. I don't think there's a way to get back to the main menu. Something bugged out there. If I press exit, okay, so exit takes us back to the main menu, and we can play a new game. Let's see. Does it tell us how many? Okay, so we got up to 19 kind of original levels. I'm not sure what cake is, if it's an interesting end to the game, and I don't know what Chachobomki is. Maybe a friend of his who built a level for him or something like that. Yeah, so there is a lot to look at there. Let's go to 0. Let's exit again. So I'll look at the editor. Okay, so the editor is not supported in the browser. You need the download version to use the editor. That makes a lot of sense. That's absolutely fine. I'm not going to go look at the download version. I just check out the browser versions. There's plenty of gameplay there. Alright, this is the back button up back there. Right, so yes, so we've had a look at all of the things and we've shown some gameplay. If this is all you are here for, thank you for watching. I think this is an amazing game. The link is in the description. I do heartily recommend it, and if you haven't played proper Portal, then I do heartily recommend grabbing it through Steam. Portal 2 is even better. It is an amazing game. There's millions of memes for it. I'd be very surprised if you are a gamer and you haven't played it. But if you haven't played it, then please add it to your list, because every gamer should play Portal. It is a good game. It is a well-designed game. I do heartily recommend the developer's commentary version of it. You can turn on the dev commentary. There's little things that you can listen to, and they talk about map design and stuff like that. And it's yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. It's very, very interesting. I liked it a lot. So I'm not supposed to be advertising Portal in here. I'm supposed to be advertising this game. Well, not advertising, but showcasing this game. So yeah, so do both. Play this game a little bit. Go play the proper Portal if you want to. And thank you for watching. If you are heading out now, I appreciate it, and see you in the next one. Don't forget to like or dislike, comment about why you liked or disliked, or anything else you want to talk about, and subscribe if you want to see more indie games presented every day. They're fun things to play that I find for you guys, and it would be nice to know that you guys are playing these things and putting a little bit of a dent in the profits made for the shareholders of the AAA studios. They don't need a second yacht or whatever the hell it is that they spend their stupid money on. Right, so enough ranting about that. We are going to talk about the critiques now. So first critique, the UI. The UI is fine. It does its job. It's not the best looking. It could be themed a little bit more, but it works. It's a fairly decent UI. There's not really a tutorial, so you kind of know what you need to do if you've played the main game. This needs a bit more of a tutorial, I think, to really escalate it and take you through to somebody who hasn't played Portal who wants to play this game. You need at least a tutorial in the starting things. Let's hit the new game. like if I don't know what's going on here, I like what do I do? What do I do? What is that? I don't know what that does. How did I get here? What is going on? What do I do with this? Like there is it should have at the very least text in the background or images in the background saying, zap with the portal gun here, pick this up using E, place it here. Teach the player how to play this full game. Sort of show them what they need to do to get through this level at the very least. And I think that this level kind of might have a little arrow or something pointing at the buttons with the press E or something like that here, so that they can see, oh, a portal has appeared there. So tutorial. It needs a tutorial. And what else does it need is, of course, sound. This game desperately needs sounds. This is an experience. It's fun, but it's very kind of like unrelated, almost intellectual. That there's no sounds. You don't really you don't really feel drawn into the game. You don't really feel immersed. The fact that there are no noises in here. Obviously you can't really use the portal noises. I'm sure they're all copyrighted and that kind of thing, but some kind of similar sound that lets you know when portals appear successfully, that lets you know when you've gone through the portal, that lets you know when you have successfully pressed a button. A slight sparkle effect around the portals as they move would also be nice. This should go zoom, and should be a little shring sparkle effect there. It really needs more trim to make the game a lot easier to play. You need people don't realize just how effective sounds are at teaching us what is going on in the world, and especially within the context of a game world. Sounds are very, very powerful. And again, I think if I don't know if they mention sounds in the dev commentary for Portal, but I vaguely remember. I'm sure they're mentioning something about it. But yeah, maybe they just thought it was so obvious that you don't really need sounds. Can I put a portal there? No, I can't shoot a portal through the magic wibbly field. All right. So it needs sounds. Sounds. If I have to make a comment to the dev, a number one priority: stop working on anything else that you're working on in this game, and just get the sounds going, get the sounds working. That is vital. That is very, very important. It doesn't need music. It doesn't need anything like that. It just needs the ability to hear what is going on. If I walk through, no, okay. I was trying to see if I could put a portal there. Sorry, it was just testing out how the portals worked and things like that. The artwork, the art's absolutely fine. Not sure who we are, little sort of brown haired figure. We're not quite what's her name? I can't think of her name now. The woman who is the player character in Portal. One thing that is missing is, of course, her special boots of landing from huge falls. Kind of was the in-game justification for being able to drop huge distances at high speed, and then not have your legs folded up through your head. She had magic landing boots that were quite amazing. It would be nice if this model had those kind of boots. I suppose it would make it slightly taller unless she shrank it down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard art sort of decision to make. But I like the way the little gravity gun is drawn. Not gravity gun, portal gun. It is quite a cute little image. The artwork's fine. You get the sense of the field. You get the sense of the portals on the walls. There's really excellent work on the aperture. thing here. If I go through, okay, it does clear out the portal. I was thinking you might be able to get things through if you could put a portal in here. But you can't shoot portals through the field. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. Yeah, the art is fine. Desperately needs sounds. Desperately needs a tutorial, or at least more tutorial controls in that this level 1 box. It needs the controls in here. It's sort of like have text or a little image saying, showing the left click button and pointing at the wall here, so that somebody who doesn't understand how it works, what's going on, left clicks there. And now can I shoot backwards? I can. So they don't even need to turn towards it. So left clicks there. There's the blue thing. They walk into the blue thing. So yeah, maybe have an image of the left click mouse button there, and then an image of walking into blue, and that would be sufficient tutorial. It'd be a really good tutorial actually. And then yeah, the image of pick this up using E and place it here using E, and then a sound of the door opening and closing, so that they understand what they're doing. So this should go zoom, and then when you put it back there, it should go zoom to show that the door's opening and closing. Maybe a little light effect, a little red light or something that is on, and then when they place the thing, the light goes off, because people's eyes are drawn to lights, and brightness and bright colors and things like that move, that make changes. So you can use that to guide your players around a map, and to guide them, to show them sort of what they have to do. And then after that kind of training, then they can start learning things here. But every time you show them something new, show them how to use it. So again, have a little arrow here and like the letter E, so that they know when they press E it happens. And then this needs to be a sound. It needs to go zoom and appear there, and they go, oh, I made the portal appear there, now I can walk through. And then that's it. That's all you need to show them. And then this bit they can work out. They can go, okay, well, here's another button, here's another outline of the portal. So if I put it there, then I can go through there, and I can get the cube to the button, which is something I've already learned from the previous map level. And that's you're allowing the players to then work it out from there, but at least you're giving them the basic tools to learn from. And that's quite important, and I think the Portal game did that quite extensively and quite well. Valve is good at that kind of thing. So yeah, I do recommend getting those sounds and getting those tutorial elements in there. The art, I think, is fine. I don't really have many recommendations for the art, other than the fact that this isn't quite what Shell, is that her name? Chel? I want to say this isn't quite what like Shell looks like, either in terms of clothes or her foot things or anything like that. But I'm sure that's not necessary. You don't need to look like the character from the Portal game. I do just miss kind of that, but the Portal gun is beautiful. And then we're talking about gameplay. Obviously, this is the Portal gameplay. It's fine. I like it. I will say that this mechanism where you're moving the mouse to look at things, and then when you draw the mouse back, it comes back. I found that very difficult, because now I'm moving the mouse to look that way. Now I want to put a portal there, so I'm kind of moving the mouse to aim there, and I can't aim because now this has moved back before I can aim and click it. So it would be nice if there was a button to zoom in that direction rather than moving the mouse that way. If I could press like E, or not E because that's useful, or something like X. If I could press X and it moved to this position and stayed there, and maybe I couldn't move around like this, because I don't think you really need to move much when you're zoomed. I don't know, or maybe I could, and then I press X again and it comes back, and then if I press Z it looks that way. I don't know, how would I suppose W and S would be how I would look up and down, because we can only move left to right. You see, to aim here, I need to keep the mouse all the way right, and then left. No, click out of the browser. I suppose I haven't maximized this out, so if I maximize it out, this is how I sort of aim. I have to keep the mouse all the way to the right, so I'm not actually aiming where I'm clicking. I'm aiming with a line drawn between where my character is and where I'm clicking over there, and then it's casting the portal on the wall. And I mean, I get it, I understand how that works, it's fine. I don't know, it feels awkward, and it took me time to get used to it and things like that. I don't really enjoy that mechanic very much. So yeah, I would work on the zoom mechanism a little bit more. See if you can rework it into not using the mouse to aim with, but using other keys to kind of lock you in that state, so like a toggle to get there and then out. I mean, that would be my suggestion there. It's obviously not important. I'm able to do it just fine. I figured out how it works. Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, game feeling is fine. I do horribly miss the sounds. The sounds are a big deal here. I would call the sounds like almost a game breaker, because I don't like the I don't like the silence. The silence makes it very uncomfortable. The silence doesn't tell you what's going on, and things like that. Sounds are vital. But otherwise, I think the game is fantastic. And I think that's all I'm going to talk about it. So I'm going to say, please come and play this game. The link is in the description. Please come and give the dev some love. Please tell him to add sounds to his game. I'm pretty sure he's actually planning on adding sounds. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but yeah, I think it needs to be his number one major priority to get this game taken to the next level. It needs to have sounds in it, and visual effects for the portals moving around and things like that. You know, make the player obvious what's happening in the map level, because players need to be able to see what's happening in the map level. They need to see what their experimentations and their attempts to fiddle with it are doing. Yeah, and that's it from me. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you like the game, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day. Goodbye.